What's up, guys? I watched the UFC Macau China card last night, and I saw something, and I wanted to tell y'all about it. This style is that Wushu Sanda style. I've never trained in this style, and I've never really knew anybody that trained in it. I just mostly a Chinese martial art, and then some of the Russians and stuff do it as well. But it's phenomenal. I'm seeing these guys, and the techniques they're doing are really good. It's a unique style. I feel like it's very similar to the PKA kickboxing, old school 80s, like the 80s and 90s kickboxing where they fought with the pants. And you can only do waist up kicks. The guys in the PKA were basically traditional martial artists that learned how to box. So they had good hands, but they still could throw like Taekwondo style kicks. And that's the way this Wushu style is. It's very impressive. This is the best example I've seen of someone being able to counter this particular move, like the leg kick and the calf kick. They stand bladed in the closed stance. So closed stance, if you're not a traditional martial artist, closed stance is orthodox versus orthodox, or southpaw versus southpaw. If you have southpaw versus orthodox, that's considered open stance. So closed stance meaning you're in the same stance. You're orthodox, they're orthodox. And what I've noticed is when you stand orthodox, if you stand bladed like a boxing stance, most of the time you get your legs eaten up with leg kicks in the closed stance. These guys have been able to make the bladed stance work for them even when it's in a closed stance. Like in a closed stance, most people need to square up their feet to avoid leg kicks and be able to check them or step off of them the right way. They stand bladed in this closed stance with the lead leg able to be attacked, and they don't care. And the thing, I think the reason why they don't care is that there's a couple of reasons, but one of them is because most of them are pressure fighters. And it's hard to leg kick people off the back foot. Like if you notice, most people that land a lot of leg kicks are people that come forward. And very few people can kick off their back foot unless they're super athletic. Like sometimes you'll have the fast switch like a Barboza or someone like that, but even then it's hard to kick off your back foot. So either you usually see leg kicks working good when people are both stationary, when they're standing in front of each other, kind of like Muay Thai fighters do, where they stand in front and try to fight close quarters more, or if someone is a pressure fighter, they're coming forward and landing theirs. So they're coming forward, but they're in a bladed stance where they can always throw side kicks. The only traditional guy I've seen do that's not really from the Wushu background is MVP. MVP stands in an orthodox stance and still stands bladed. And we saw, the fight with Douglas Lima where he got caught got his leg caught doing that. But for the most part, he's made that work very well. But I think a lot of that is because he's so tall. He's 6'3" at 170 pounds. So he's so big and tall. I think that's more of the reason why that works for him. But these Wushu guys and girls, they're phenomenal at it, and they don't even have to be tall. And it's because they're very boxing heavy, and they come forward. They're pressure fighters with good boxing for the most part. So the best way, let's say the style is phenomenal. Let's say you wanted to emulate this style, but you don't have a Wushu instructor. You've never even seen this style. If I was a young fighter and I saw this style and I wanted to emulate it, I would tell you the best way I think I would know how. It's simple. Go to a boxing gym and learn boxing, and then go learn Taekwondo. That's exactly what I would do. I would spend to adopt a style similar to this. I would say go do 2 years of boxing and then 2 years of Taekwondo, and you learn how to keep your hands up. But the one part is you have to kind of learn how to kick with your hands up, and a lot of Taekwondo instructors don't focus on that a lot because in their sport they don't have to. So I would suggest telling that if you start boxing first, get your hands right for a couple years, and then I would tell the Taekwondo coach you went to train with, I would say, hey, I really want you to teach me how to do this with my hands up, and I know that you know, I mean, I know that's not their specialty, but that's what I would say. I would say, can you please help me keep my hands up when I do these kicks, because it's a little different in full contact. But I want to learn how to do your traditional martial arts and these techniques with my hands up, and most will at least put the effort out to try and help you. But that would be the best way, I would say, to get this style. Is they're basically boxers that have Taekwondo style kicks. It's not saying you don't leg kick. They do leg kick. I'm not saying you don't throw leg kicks, but I'm saying for the purpose of this style, when you don't live in an area that even teaches this style, that's what I would say do. And then after you learn how to do maybe a couple years of Taekwondo kicks, then go to Muay Thai, and then learn the leg kicks, and it's easy to adapt if you do it the right steps. You know what I mean? But boxing is number one. You have to start off with boxing, and these guys and girls have phenomenal boxing. Like there was four fights on the card where they were Wushu guys. The first guy, I think his name was Zhang, on the card. He looked phenomenal. He came forward and he was sidekicking the guy and landing hands, and then he hit him with the elbow and dropped him. And then there was another girl, the Chinese girl that actually lost the fight. She got rear naked choked. She got caught with the head kick. They said she was a boxer and had a wushu background, and she looked phenomenal. And then the Russian guy hit the spinning hook kick, knockout, perfect technique, basic. Like people think spinning hook kicks are so phenomenal, and they are, because they're hard to land like that. But you learn those kicks within the first year of doing like a point style karate or Taekwondo. You can learn these techniques. So it is a basic technique, but that is good as that spinning hook kick was. The man probably practiced it like 20,000 plus reps in his life, if not 50,000. You know, so it's still basic, but it's phenomenal to see in a full contact scenario. And then the girl, the champion girl, she looked phenomenal. Had the wushu background. She's the one who fought. She fought Wei Li last time. I forgot her name. She fought Wei Li last time, and she looked amazing. Lost to her, but then last night she just did what she needed to do. She fought a girl that was ranked number 10, and she was ranked 2, so 8 spots below her, and she did what she did. She put a master class on, boxed the girl up, landed a bunch of side kicks. So great show of their martial art of wushu. The people who fought on that card, because they represented it very well. So this is my wushu breakdown video. I just noticed the way they fight, and I really like it a lot. And I think it's an amazing style, and I think it's similar to the old school 80s kickboxers. And I think it's one of the best styles to have in MMA, as long as you know how to deal with leg kicks. All right, guys. Any videos or subjects or anything you'd like me to talk about? You'd like me to make a video about any subjects, just leave a comment below, and I'll make a video or try to. And then if you're new to martial arts, looking for a gym in your area, get my book, The Ultimate Guide to Choosing a Martial Arts School and Instructor. Link is in the description below. Thank you, guys.